What's up, guys? I'm back in the garage, getting ready to put a couple hours in on this bird. We're gonna start working on the last patch that I need to do before I can put the floor in, to be honest with you. So it's kind of a good moment for me. I feel like I'm getting ready to make a good milestone. Now this is gonna be kind of similar to the last video, but the last video I pretty much bought the pre-made patch for the driver side interquarter. On this side, I'm gonna make it from scratch. I'm gonna try to save a few bucks here so I can go put it somewhere else on the car. We're trying to keep this thing within a reasonable budget. I don't want it to spiral out of hand as they always do. I mean, it might later on, you know, when we hit the nickel and dime phase, the little parts here and there. And we're in the car. So this is what we're gonna be working with here. You can see it's just rotted. There's nothing else to say about it. So, excuse me. I'm going to try and go about this in two patches. Because if you remember from the driver's side, there's a brace here. So, I'm going to go I'm going to see if I can avoid this. Go here, and I got to come into this area. Now, I hope the metal is thick enough to weld to. If it isn't, worst comes to worst, gonna suck it up, have to spend a few more bucks and buy the actual patch. But if I can get this done and save a few bucks, that's a win. This one here, the same deal. It's gonna be a separate patch. This is gonna be the easier side because it's just a flat piece of metal here, probably a flat piece of metal there. Weld the two together, roll the edge, done. Here we got a curve here, got a sharp bend with a crease there. Comes up into that body line, and this is also round. So I don't know if I'm gonna try and make this in one piece. Probably gonna try and make this corner here and then take a flat piece, bend it up and weld it to it. We'll see what we got going on. Alright, I got this finally where I want it. After about 30 minutes of hammering and dollying, I got a nice little curve. It's going both that way and that way. Laid the piece on. See, it's fitting pretty good there. Fitting pretty good there. Hard to do this one hand. Looking good that way. Now it's time to start trimming our patch down. But first, I'm going to go inside the car because around this area of the car, it still feels very pitted from behind, so I'm going to cut some more metal out, and then the idea is to lay this in place and scribe the back side. Now it's time to get this tacked into place. There you have it. First patch is burned in. Not gonna lie, I did have a couple burn through issues in this area, but I got through it. Now I'm gonna dress this out and touch up any pinholes before I move on to the front half of this. Got it all dressed up, went ahead, touched up all the pinholes, but that is looking really good, guys. I'm very happy with it. This little corner here, obviously those who welding on the corner, sometimes it burns back a little bit, so it dipped down quite a bit there. I might turn the welder all the way down, fill it in, but now the idea is to move on to here. Probably gonna take a piece of tape and just make a quick little template just so I got an idea on the shape, because once I get all these welds cut, it's pretty much gonna be destroyed. Honestly, I don't really care about the back. This is all getting replaced, but I'm probably gonna cut straight down in front of this tab, which dressing those welds might be a bit difficult. Honestly, I might just put a few tacks, and then when I got the quarter off, weld it from the back side. But let's get it removed, and then we'll go along. We'll go along with it. Maybe that's the way we'll go. Maybe it'll be easier than I'm thinking. To be honest with you guys, I am surprised that this lower half, I thought I was gonna have to replace that, but the metal actually looks pretty decent. So I might just do the flat patch right there, which is pretty nice because that is gonna simplify things. There you go, all burned in. Another thing I noticed, check that out. It's a piece of welding wire from when this thing was first built. Shows the quality that they put in. Now the front half is burned in. I'm not worried about any of the spot welds because, well, as I've stated many times, quarters being replaced. So now I'll dress these edges. I also got to dress the pinhole spots that I did over there. I can't really check for pinholes here right now until I move the quarter door jamb area, or I can cut a window and shine a light, but I'll hold off on that. I feel fairly confident on this one. This welded a lot easier than it did over there. Also, I'll take the grinder and work this edge a little bit, clean it up. All done up, repaired, all welds have been dressed. I took care of this edge. I like the way it looks. I'm happy with how this came out. Saved me $100 to use somewhere else along the project. Looks very close. I mean, it's not 100%, but that's how that one looks. Good enough for me. Pretty much all I got left here is I'm gonna clean all this. I'm gonna get in there. We're gonna start sanding down all that surface rust, and then that's it. That's it for the inside of here, guys. Blow a little weld through primer on all the seams, up the wheelhouses, and we're ready to throw a floor in this bad boy. I'm ready to get a big win on this one. All these little parts going on, you know, that's progress. You see it, but I'm ready to put a big part on here, you know. Really get psyched up about that. Anyways, I'm probably going to end it here. Not much else unless you want to watch me do all this grinding and treat it with some asphalt. Just that's kind of what I did here along the where the light is here. You know, I wire brushed all this, and then I hit it with some asphalt. That's where that little white chalkiness is, and then the dark spots is where the asphalt treated the rust. So, like I said, gonna knock that corner out. I started, you can see those two little glimmers of light right there, drilling 1/8" pilot holes in the spot welds for the seat back braces, just so it's easier to drill out later. I'm not going to really drill them right now, but I'm going to do that. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned because we're about to put the floor in this. Well, I know I said the video was over, but I figured let me show you guys the finished product, clean, treated. Went through the entire inner quarter, has been sanded, wire wheeled. That little area hasn't, but wheelhouse, it's all been treated with asphalt. It's currently wet, but look at that patch. That blends in really well.